but it's showing your vehicles have.
Oh, when I came out, I was at full health. I don't know what was up with that. That's why I was really confused.
I don't know either. Kind of weird, and we've been overpowering a couple of.
Throwing up a portal to all run. Portal is up.
Okay, after messing with some of the video settings, it seems to be a lot smoother now, although I'm not sure how well it's going to impact the Discord audio or not. We shall see.
I'm back.
Somebody has a really loud keyboard.
Mm-hmm. Oh, V, after raid, I want to talk to you about something. You too, Sager.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I'm back, but can I get a summons?
Sure.
Yes, I just changed my title because I am fabulous.
Hey, Tara, do you think you can do soldier to neck?
One sec. What are you gonna train soldier?
Yeah, that's the big master, right?
Yeah. Just give me a second here. One thing we're going to need for Bill Bank is cash or crystals. I'm running really low. Yeah, trade her up with me. Or do you want it on a vellum?
No, I'll just trade it with you.
There's a whole
Someone
lot
missing
of people
flasks?
with no foods, flasks, and rooms.
Oh, I just got to take mine.
What he said. Alright, so we can afford to set up a rotation. At the start, we can have one of our healers rotate through the bloodlust so we can get in more damage, because there isn't a lot of healing in that first phase, right? Anyone of the healers? Nope.
It's not tremendous.
Okay. So, Joe will have you go in and just doing damage to the boss. When you just let us know when you're coming out, and then we will send in Tusky.
Okay.
Also, I noticed that the Pyromancer was getting a bunch of casts off during that last fight, and I think that one person can interrupt every second cast. So if another melee DPS went on a rotation with me, we could just switch on and off interrupting, and we should be able to get all of them.
So if we can just go between Lelouch and who was speaking?
Ah, it's Draconis.
And Draconis. You got that?
Gotcha.
Yeah, if it's cool with you, I'll just take the first interrupt every time one spawns, and then you can grab the second, and we'll just cycle back and forth.
If anyone needs to change talents, use Codex down.
Reserve bank down.
Yep.
Layla, open trade with me.
Well, when one of them dies, I'd imagine that the warrior will chime in.
Of course. All I think stones regardless.
Just when the ad's up, it's just a priority that we all fixate on it and kill the Pyroblast, kill the Pyromancer. Because that appears to be the only thing that really hurts in the first phase. Blade Storm shouldn't really do that much damage to anybody. Alright, recheck the pull.
Last thing at the start still.
Yeah, we want to get out of that phase as quickly as possible. Or we want to deal with the ads as quickly as possible. If we feel as though we can just get off more single target damage, we may end up waiting till the third phase, but we'll see how the fight progresses. Mal, you set? Mal Mortis. Somebody just yank him out of the arena. Somehow I don't think the Typhoon works that way. It's not giving you line of sight outside the threshold. That didn't work the way you wanted it to. Whatever, let's do it live.
This is one engagement you will not walk away from.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Pyromancer?
Watch your step. Interrupt.
Let the shock troopers be cleaved down.
Watch your step. Watch your step. 4, 3, 2, 1. Collapse. Watch your step.
Enjoy my adventures.
Watch your step. Watch your step.
Next stabs in 20 seconds.
4. Watch your step. 2. 1. Collapse.
God, look at that.
Weaklings, why we are the dominant force in the cosmos.
Coming out.
Watch your step. 4. 3. 2. 1. Watch your step.
Joe, you want to just handle the next one?
Sure, why not? Next one's emitters, correct?
4. Eliminate.
Keyblade's coming. Get the minute down.
1.
That's 6
Flying
seconds.
shelter.
Emitter down.
The dominant force in the
Keyblade.
cosmos.
Watch your step.
Need that.
Set up.
They fix it on range. Shock her.
Watch your step. Find shelter. 4. 3. 2. 1. Collapse. Watch your step. Watch your step.
Fire Mounter.
Find shelter. Watch your step.
Number 2. Project some of the emitters into the next
4. 3.
bucket.
2. 1. Collapse.
Show these weaklings why we are the dominant force in the cosmos.
Joe's coming up.
Watch your step.
The end of the emitter. Keyblade's coming.
Find shelter. Watch
Gotta
your
drop the
step.
Pyromancer.
Watch your step.
Pyromancer's up.
It's coming now.
Watch your step. In flight. Watch your step.
Enjoy my inventions.
I got to be res up.
Barrier up now.
Find shelter.
Begin firing on my mark.
Watch your step. Watch your step. Watch your step. Watch your step.
Got it.
Find shelter. Watch your step. Watch your step. 4, 3, 2, 1. Four, 3, 2, 1. Collapse.
Pyromancer.
Watch your step. In flight. Watch your step.
Joe, going into the next phase, I'll go in and handle it.
Watch your step. Watch your step. 4, 3, 2, 1. Collapse. Watch your step. Watch your step.
Pyromancer's up.
Watch your step. Watch your step.
Interrupt. Thank you.
Aren't you your John Cena's be? I'm gonna
Watch
have
your step.
Calculated your odds of survival. 0.
4. Watch your step. 2, 1. Collapse.
Pyromancer. ad shortly.
Watch your step. 4, 3, 2, 1. Interrupt.
Pathetic. 4,
4, 3, 2, 1. Running shelter.
He's very.
Watch your step. Watch your step. Watch your step. Find shelter.
begin firing
4,
on my mark.
3, 2, 1.
Very good. Show these weaklings what we are the dominant force
Watch
in
your
the
step.
cosmos.
Watch your step. Watch your step.
One more there. Wait for the cast.
Watch your step. Find shelter.
Begin firing on my mark.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Very good.
Collapse.
Show these weaklings what we
4,
are the dominant
3,
force in the
run
cosmos.
away. 1. Watch your step. Watch your step.
Using that bird.
Find shelter.
Begin firing on my mark.
Watch your step.
No mercy.
Watch your step. Watch your step.
Enjoy.
Watch your step. Watch your step. Watch your step. Find shelter.
Begin firing on
Watch
my
your
mark.
step.
Alright, stop him.
Watch your step.
Step. No mercy.
Watch your step. Find shelter.
Begin firing on my
Watch your
mark.
step.
My inventions.
Alright, let's get back and do it again. It was better. There were still a couple of casts that went off with the Pyromancer. You need to watch that.
I think maybe just a little bit more effort.
I have
since
many
you
lucky
seem to be
dudes
staying up for a
you
pretty long
like.
time.
I want to test a theory.
Yeah, be my guest.
It worked.
No one's willing to res? Really? That's
I am.
No, I got you.
You were getting rest.
no, sorry.
Hey, now at least you have an excuse for one of your jokes fall flat.
Oh.
You want to test it, Tusky?
The thing we're going to do is we're going to shift the lust into the third phase, so that at that point the ads should be dead, and we can just nuke the boss. I don't think there's a lot going on there.
So when the general pops out,
Yeah.
got it.
Actually, and the first phase, Joe, you want to stay out, and Exorcist, you want to go in? You just spam 1, 1, 1, 1, 2 on the Pyromancer, and then 1, 1, 1.
I mean, I can.
I had no idea that it would add that much damage. So I figure if we can just add damage throughout the first phase, because there isn't a lot of healing, and Joe can do a fair amount of damage as discipline. The Chaos Pulse, is that the number 2 on the first tower? The Pyromancer is who you want to hit with that, because we want him to die faster. Alright, we're ready, Jerry. You guys need runes?
No, I have some.
Alright, everyone's ready. Let's go. Tanks, make sure you pull the boss all the way to the wall. As long as mines are spawning, let's try and keep them in that quadrant.
3, 2,
Bots.
1.
This is one engagement you will not walk away from.
I fat fingered that.
3,
It's okay.
2, 1. Commence.
No one alive!
Watch your
step.
Watch your step.
Blue shock trooper. Not fixated, just charging at somebody.
Run away. Watch your step. 4, 3, 2, 1. Commence. Watch your step. In flight. In flight. Watch your step. Watch your step. 4. Watch your step. 2, 1. Commence.
No one alive!
Pyromancer.
Watch your step. 4, 3, in 2, 1.
Good job with the level.
4, 3,
Hold on to the
final shelter.
Begin firing on my mark.
By the dominant forces of God!
Go, 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 go.
In flight. In flight. Watch your step. Watch your step. Find shelter. Watch your step. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Show these weaklings what we are the dominant force.
Watch your step. Watch your step. Watch your step.
This is out of it.
Find shelter.
Begin firing on my mark.
Watch your step. Watch your step.
Zero.
Watch your step. Find shelter. Watch your step. Watch your step. Watch your step. Find shelter. Watch your step. Watch your step. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Try not to use anything else.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Legions, show these weaklings why we are the dominant force in the cosmos.
Watch your
To
step.
enjoy my patience.
Infinite. Watch your step. Watch your step. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Legions, show these weaklings
Watch your
why we
step.
are the dominant force in the cosmos.
Watch your step. Infinite.
I'm sure that power went out quickly.
Watch your step. 4. Watch your step. 2, 1. Collide.
No one alive!
Watch your step. 4, 3, 2, 1. In front. 4,
Renovated.
3, 2, 1.
One down.
Find shelter.
Use it.
Watch your
Another
step.
level.
Watch your step. Watch your step. Watch your step. Watch your step. Find shelter. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Legions, show these weaklings why we are the dominant
Best
force in
country
the
now.
cosmos.
Watch your step. Find shelter.
The barrier's off.
4, 3, 2, watch your step. 4, 3, run away. 2, 1.
12% per turret.
Watch your step.
Get there, get there.
Watch your step. Include.
Second potion to the others.
Gotta focus the pyromancer more.
Watch your step.
3 casting in the back.
Watch your step.
Barrier up.
Find shelter. Watch your step. Watch your step. Watch your step.
4. No mercy! 1.
Find shelter.
Begin firing on my mark!
Watch your
Your
step.
step!
Why am I getting hit by Chaos Pulse?
I'm guessing because you were the only one alive.
No, from the time I res until the time I die, I just kept getting nailed by it. It was weird.
I think a bunch of people are standing in the little AoE whirlwind thing. So try to avoid that.
Alright, let's eat and buff up real quick. Get back at it. Oh my goodness, look at all the face. Arxist, how do you feel about using the cannon in the first phase?
It was okay. A little boring, but okay.
I'm just trying to figure out how Joe was hitting like 2 million DPS. Tusky, if you prefer to be in the cannon, then feel free to take the cannon. I have trouble targeting the Pyromancer with the AoE. We don't need the extra healer in that first phase anyhow. We don't actually need all 4 of you until we start going into the 4th and 5th phases. So I'm thinking we should start organizing 3 minutes for around then. So once we hit the Fusillade in the 5th phase, we'll use the Devotion, and then we'll use a Barrier, and then a Trank and a Rally.
Looks like somebody graduated from high school. All the food.
Sorry, I must have missed them, but could we get Hellstones?
So if I'm understanding this, we need to do roughly 13% of the boss's health per tower, or we'll wipe.
I think too, if we can just have all the DPS quickly focus the Pyromancer, blow it down, and then we can refocus on the boss, I think that'll make this a lot easier.
Go into the second time we come around to the blue and orange marker, if we can get devotion on the first, barrier on the second, and we'll try and use one of the discipline priest cooldowns for that somewhere, and then on this last one, which is where we're dying at the red one the second time around. Let's just call out your cooldowns and we'll work out in order. I think Viv's cooldown should be back up by then. Hopefully darkness. We'll see. Mo, you need a rune?
No, I'm good.
Droxine, do you use prolonged power?
X, you ready?
I am.
Alright, so Tusky, you can take the cannon in the first phase since you seem to enjoy it.
5, 4, 3,
Potion.
2, 1.
This is one engagement you will not
Plus.
walk away from.
4, 3, 2, 1. Collapse.
No one alive!
Kill the Pyromancer.
Watch your
You
step.
enjoy my vengeance.
Watch your step. Watch your step.
Calculated your odds of
Run.
survival.
4, 3, 2, 1. Collapse.
Show these weaklings
Watch your
why we
step.
are the dominant force in the continent.
Watch your step. Interrupt. Watch your step. Interrupt.
Odds of survival. 0.
Watch your step.
It's 30 seconds. I want to hit 75%. Watch your...
Watch your step. 4. Watch your step. 2, 1. Collapse.
Pyromancer.
Interrupt. Watch your step. Interrupt. 3, 2, 1.
Just barely off. Tusky in the tower. Yeah, the fellow there down quickly.
4,
He's gonna start casting in 5 seconds.
1. Watch your step.
And use it.
Watch your step.
There.
Watch your step. Watch your step. Iron Shaker 4,
again.
Watch your step. Find shelter. Watch your step. 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. 4, 3, 2, 1.
We really gotta burn the pyromancer for the rest of the state.
Watch your step. Watch your step.
Yeah, we'll move on to the boss. Yeah. Mary.
Find shelter. Watch your step. 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 Find shelter. Watch your step. Watch your step. Watch your step. Find shelter. Watch your step. Watch your step. 4, 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Watch your step.
Enjoy my inventions.
Stay calm. Watch your step. Lionel. Watch your step. 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Watch your step. Interrupt.
Pyromancer's up.
Interrupt. Watch your step. Watch your step. Interrupt. Watch your step.
Enjoy my inventions.
4. Watch your step. 2, 1. Relax.
No one alive!
Watch your step. 4, 3, 2, 1. Find shelter. Watch your step. 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 Find shelter. 3, 2, 1. Relax. Interrupt. Watch your step. Find shelter. Interrupt. 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Watch your step. 3, 2, 1.
Clean up the ads before we go.
Watch your step.
First there.
Find shelter. Watch your step.
Wipe quickly.
Watch your step.
There's not enough people killing ads. The cleave isn't done. We need to turn and kill ads faster. We're getting
Watch your step.
Yeah, I need to find a way to do more cleave damage.
Well, part of that is some of the ads that aren't spawning in melee, they're not coming into melee quick enough. Because if we can get them into melee, they generally evaporate.
Well, when you get 3 or 4 of them jumping off and spinning in ranged, it's almost impossible to stay out of it. And that's a lot of damage.
See, the problem with we can't go full cleave, because if we have full cleave, then we won't have enough single target to push the boss. Because I want us to hit about 13 to 15% per station.
It's not going to matter if we get overwhelmed by ads, man.
I know.
Is there maybe like a couple DPS that we could just set on ads to maybe push the ad damage a little more?
That's what I was thinking. Like, something's got to be changed to where there's a section of people that are turning to smack shit or something, because we have way too many ads by the time we hit the point where we're all dying.
Yes. So, what I'm gonna try and do is, Mao, you have Stellar Drift for this fight, right?
For the most part.
For the most part. You have the talent?
Like, I don't know, like, what the pods, like, how did they, should we alternate people through there more, or, like, what's up with
I
those?
was asking about talent.
My talents?
Yeah.
Are you talking to Mamu?
Mal. Not Mal. Mal. Moo. Sorry.
Oh.
Just call me Dan, dude.
Dan. Okay.
I do now. I completely forgot to fucking switch that over.
So, between the balanced druids and, well, our range needs to be at ranged for 1. And 2, I'm going to try and set up places going to the 2nd and 3rd phase. Alright, been at this for another hour. If you have to get up, get up. If you need to repair, please repair. I know I'm now broken.
Why didn't you use one of the mooses when we rezzed outside?
Well, I don't know.
Okay.
Hammer's down right here.
Thank you for the auto hammer.
Can anyone do plus 200 to cloak? Intellect.
Let me check. Give me a second. I can do it. I just gotta grab something from the guild thing. So open trade with me, X. And that was intellect cloak, right?
Yes.
There
Thank you so much.
No problem.
I'm in dire need of the crit my cloak, my new cloak gives me.
I'm also starting to get a rhythm for how much damage it's going out on each fusillade. So I'm gonna set up an order in the notes to help organize our cooldowns, because I feel like that's getting a little chaotic, and people are dying, which again is leading to other things. Draconis, is your darkness 2 minutes or 3 minutes?
Darkness is 3 minutes.
All right, so from what I'm gathering, the largest chunks of damage are going to be at the phase 3 tower, when we get to the purple marker. I'm just using these to track; they don't actually mean anything. So the way I'm going to organize the cooldowns is when we get to blue, it'll be Tusky on the first marker, then Vivian on the second, then Joe on the third. Then when we get to the next tower, it'll be the Rally and Darkness, then Barrier, then Devotion.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Did all of our healers get that? Oh.
So barrier on yellow.
Yeah.
Rapture on red.
I've resent the note. So the order for the healer cooldowns. Yes, you'll be on second. Vivian is orange. It's just going to help me. And also, because there's only 3 fusillades per phase, it helps us track. Like, you can just drop the fusillade charges on top of each marker.
What phase are we gonna lust at again?
We're just going to list off the top. It seems to add some consistency, and by the time we get to the 3rd phase, there's a lot of damage. And I entirely missed the hammer, didn't I? Nope, there it is.
Oh my god.
What's up?
I just watched a bear sit on the hammer and the hammer disappeared.
That's a skill, man. That's a skill.
Fucking talent.
So can we get a new hammer? I really don't
Oh.
want to use that.
I repaired. I hope everyone else did. Preferably before it disappeared up Tusky's ass. Oh, Nick, can I have Codex? Blanked when I was trying to build stuff. Thank you.
Magic book down.
Let's make sure that Lua, myself, Mao, and Ont are just cleaving as much as possible.
Chain lightning, all the things. Got it.
Primarily, it's for the lightning rod damage, because that's hilarious.
And the hardest part with the Pyromancer is right when we switch from phase 2 to phase 3, because there's one that seems to spawn right at the end of phase 2, and if we move too quickly to phase 3, it just gets left there and starts casting.
So let's make sure that the range turn on that one and execute it, because if we leave melee behind, you'll get caught in the fusillade.
Yeah, range should try and...
Okay. I like the plans. All the healers know where the cooldowns are. Everyone understands the fight as we've adapted it. Waiting on Dan. You, my friend, are named after my favorite food.
You like to eat Dan's?
Dan noodles.
Oh, okay. You like his noodle.
Well, yeah. I mean, generally, it's only Dan's that I don't know very well.
It's the best kind. They don't tell stories, right?
Yeah, it was terrible. It was actually funny. I went and saw a friend. He had to leave for BC because, he had a change in situation. Anyway, one of his friends was being like really forceful, and I'm not so great with like the peoples and the face-to-face stuff. But he was just kept trying to talk to me, and he just kind of put his hand in my face, being like, "Yo, bro." So I just licked his fist, and he left me alone.
Ew.
Made me feel much better.
That could have been anywhere, man.
The only thing that made it better is that his girlfriend was just arriving, and she was so confused.
Not my woman, man. She'd look at you and go, "Oh, you own him now. See ya."
Because licking is 9/10 of the law, right?
Oh, yeah. It's like when you were a kid, man. You wanted something, you licked it first. And nobody else would touch it.
Mao, just let us know when you're ready.
Sorry about that.
A light exploded.
Yeah, a light bulb exploded. It was old.
Can't blame you for stuff exploding on your face. Can we make sure that the wisdom is on Joe, since discipline tends to dump mana?
Which one's Joe?
Pockmark. Sorry. A second flask is running out. Can we get a new cauldron, please? Is one down? Did I miss him? Thank you.
Hurry up before the druid sits on it.
Taking one, using one, or just taking one?
Just take one and use one.
I only took one since I'm an alchemist and I'll get the 2-hour buff from it. Since we have more than 15 in the party.
As long as we get our 30 charges out, I don't care who uses what. Just take them, use them. If someone ends up short, I'm certain we can sort something out. Alright, let's go. Check your runes. Ow, grab a flask.
Husky's inside the cauldron.
Flask yourself, Dan.
My flask just doesn't show.
Husky, how did you do that?
That's kind of neat. Anyway, seem to be ready. Let's go. Remember, range and healers stay at range.
5,
Husky, get
4,
inside.
3, 2,
Potions.
This is one engagement you will not walk away from.
4, 3, 2, 1. Relax.
No one alive!
Watch your
You
step.
enjoy my invention.
Watch your step. Watch your step.
Calculated your odds of survival.
4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Watch your step.
Pyromancer.
Run away. Watch your step. Watch your
You
step.
enjoyed my inventions.
4. Watch your step. 2, 1. Relax.
No one alive!
Pyromancer.
Interrupt. Watch your step. 4, 3, 2, 1. Interrupt.
Tower. That's very, very...
4, 3, 2, 1. Fire shelter. Interrupt. Run away. Interrupt.
Pyromancer down.
Shock trooper.
Find shelter. 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Watch your step. Watch your step. Fine shutdown.
Pyromancer? Melee, start moving. Range. Execute. Move. Rally and darkness. Spread out the blood slice.
Watch your step.
Clear the mines out of our way, please.
Watch your step. Fine shutdown. Watch your step. Watch your step. Watch your step. Fine shelter. Watch your step. Watch your step. 4, 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 2, 1.
That's in the tower.
Watch your step.
Fireworks are down. Blue shock trooper.
Watch your step. Watch your step. 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Watch your step.
We are the dominant force in the cosmos.
Watch your step.
Enjoy my invention.
Watch your step.
There's gonna be one more set of reinforcements. Make sure we focus the firemancer down.
1. Relax.
No one alive!
Watch your step. And 4, 3, 2, 1.
Firemancer down.
Fine shelter.
Cool down from the healthy.
Watch your step. Fine shelter. 4, 3, 2, 1. Watch your step.
Last one is going to be boss.
Watch your fine shelter.
Go.
Watch your step. 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Watch your step. Watch your step. 2, 1. Watch your step. Watch your step. Find shelter.
Pick him up.
Watch your step.
This one is
Watch your step. Watch your step. Run away. Find shelter. Watch your step.
defensives. Everyone defend yourself. Let's survive through this.
Watch your step. Watch your step. Watch your step. Watch your step.
We don't have a third emitter.
Find
Defend
shelter.
yourselves. Let's survive.
Watch your step. Watch your step. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Give it up.
Watch your step. Find shelter. Watch your step. Watch your step.
Calculated your odds of survival. 0.
Watch your step. Find shelter. Watch your step.
Alright, we got him under 10%.
No mercy!
Watch your step.
That was mostly because we didn't have the emitter.
Yes, that was entirely because I missed the last emitter.
Get it, Dusky?
So I'm noticing that seems to be once we get him the second time, it didn't look like there was a another go around. It looks like there's only twice because it just kept slamming you with the full saves.
Yeah, the Fusillades, they get bigger and bigger. We can extend the phase a little bit farther. If we can get out of that third one, then the next boss will come out. Unless I got that wrong and they didn't transition. Oh, yeah. Well, if they seem to stop cycling, then that's probably it. So that's why we're aiming for about 14% per boss per cycle. My math is correct. That's like 120%. 6 times 15. Yeah.
I'm back.
Welcome back. The ads were handled much better.
Yeah, I tried going back to Rune of Power and I took quite a hit on the DPS. I apologize for that.
It's too much movement to use something like that.
Just in general, I've been finding Arcane, or whatever it's called, better.
Fire? I remember you talking about fire a lot.
No, Incanter's Flow.
There you go. So did the cooldown rotation work out well for the healers, or?
I thought so.
Yeah, I think it was really just we missed that last emitter because that last one shot me. I think I took like 5.3 million from that last round.
Yeah, when we get to that last phase, when the fuselage comes out, I think it's best that we just take the 2 seconds just before the cast and defend yourself. If that means that some of you have to go into bear form, or defensive stance, or whatever, just do that.
I use my defensive and still one shot.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
I'm fairly certain that at that much health, the ads would have overrun us very quickly.
Yeah, especially with that pyro up, people wouldn't have been able to interrupt them, so it would have just destroyed everyone. There was a wave of ads coming in. They hadn't come up yet, but they were on the timer. They were going to come in really soon.
Give me a second, please.
One.
Very funny.
Oh, look at that. Sagram's being a baddie.
How?
Your name's on the list.
Nah, it's up. I just did it have free room there. I have free room, so there's no reason why I wouldn't use it, other than not paying attention.
Yeah, I gotta get this.
I'm gonna try this. If it's awful, I mean, I'll find out.
Is he okay? I was on the phone with Grace, so I couldn't hear you entirely.
Sugar, hold on.
Does anyone have any additions to the fight? Then, or they think that we can just keep as is? Kill them.
I don't know if people have like cleave talent options that maybe they could switch into. I noticed that like I went I-beam build this time around, and Hulu I think switched to lightning rod, and both of our damage shot up like crazy in that fight.
I think that he's still. Oh, he did go to lightning rod, didn't he? We have enough cleave now that we shouldn't need any more, because I don't want our single target to suffer any more than it is.
That's true. I think we honestly would have completed it that last fight. I think we just accidentally messed up the emitter, and that was kind of what got us.
And also, Tusky, when you go in the towers, make sure that your first priority is maintaining the 15 stacks on the boss. Because I let that drop once, and that could have been what fucked us. The emitter definitely fucked us.
A DK would be super nice in this fight, though, just to pull the pyro to the boss.
Yeah, I believe one of our newer people is leveling a DK. One of your friends, actually. No, wait. That's not you. Dan, I believe one of your friends is leveling a DK.
Yeah, my friend and I. We
think
both
there's
got
like
the
4
110,
people.
but we're not nearly enough geared for this. Next week, maybe.
Well, I like having a bouncer, but yeah, him for sure.
No, yeah. I'm still gonna be on the druid. But he can. I'm gonna help him gear up. And he's rolling unholy for the most part.
Okay, so all the AoE.
Yep.
Although in a lot of these fights, I could see Frost doing extraordinarily well. Jenny, you there?
Yeah, I want to see how badly this goes. Let's go.
Good thing.
5, 4, 3,
Potions.
2,
This is one engagement you will not
Plus.
walk away from.
4, 3, 2, 1. Collapse.
Show these weaklings why we are the dominant force in the cosmos. I have calculated your odds of survival. 0.
Watch your step. Watch your step.
Calculated your odds of survival.
4, 3, 2, 1. Collapse.
No one alive!
Watch your step. Watch your step. Watch your step.
Calculated your odds of survival. 0.
4. Watch your step. 2, 1. Collapse.
No one alive!
Transition in 8 seconds.
Watch your step. 4, 3, 2.
We're not going to be using Trank on the first go-round here. So let's make sure that we have another land of Moonstone.
4, 3,
Got a emitter down on blue.
1. Fine chance.
Got it. Fire message down.
Find shelter. 4, 3, 2, 1. Collapse.
Joe, you're going to be wrapped in this weapon, right? Yeah. Call to the innervate before you start your innervate.
Find shelter. 4, 3, 2, 1. Collapse. 4, 3. Watch your step.
The last power. This is power message. Down, down.
Watch your step. Watch your step. 0. Find your step. Watch your step.
The next one will be barrier.
You want to know my barrier too? Yeah.
Okay. 4, 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 2, 1 Rally now.
Find shelter. Watch your step. Watch your step. Watch your step. Find shelter. Watch your step. Watch your step. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Rescue back in the tower.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Legions, show these weaklings why we are the dominant force in the cosmos.
Watch your step.
In a red
Watch your
block
step.
block in 4 seconds. Red. Get up. Protection potions if you haven't already. Lose ads.
Watch your step. 4, 3, 2, 1. Collapse. Watch your step. Interrupt. Interrupt. Watch your step. Interrupt. Watch your step.
Survival. 0.
30% from transition.
4. Watch your step. 2, 1. Collapse. Watch your step. 4, 3, 2, 1.
About 5% behind where we want to be.
4, 3, 2, 1. Find shelter.
One of them.
Watch your step.
Pyromancy. Yeah.
Find shelter. 4, 3, 2, 1. Collapse.
Show these weaklings why we are the dominant force in the
Watch your
cosmos.
step. Watch your step.
Do we have a third one down in this corner? I can't see any clutter.
Find shelter.
No.
4, 3, 2, 1. Collapse.
Show these weaklings why we
Four,
are the
Wipe
dominant
quickly.
force in the
3, 2,
cosmos.
1. Watch your step.
Enjoy my inventions. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Find shelter.
Begin firing on my mark.
Well, we need your trank on the second go round anyway. So what we can do is, one of our high mobility DPS can make it there first. So, out.
For which one?
If you can, just for the blue one. Because you'll be able to make it there before he will. Or, you know what, fuck it, I'll cover it. That way I know what's going in. And Tusky, we need your healing there anyway. You can cover the first tower. Concern yourself with the trank, and then we'll do fun. This is the third boss for the night?
Yep.
Yep.
I don't know why Sagram just don't go up and just kill her, for God's sakes.
He's too old and tired.
First time I ever heard you say you're old.
I believe I'm catching a lot of shit about how much white is in my beard in the span of 1 month.
Oh, I know that feeling, dude.
Is that why all of your photos have you shaved?
I have my new one on Discord has my No Shade November look.
Oh my God, if I go and check and it looks like Santa Claus, no offense, Sagram, I'll die.
Oh, shit. No, it wasn't big at that time, Tusky. It takes a while for me to get a really thick one on. This sunbitch is coming off in about 2 days. Actually, probably tomorrow night. It'll be the end of November. Yeah, okay, Friday morning. I'll give you that. If I'm going to stick with it and be honest about it, I should probably wait till Friday morning.
Does anyone with an immunity ability like Ice Block, do you guys know if you Ice Block the Fusillade, do you not get the debuff?
Don't know.
No idea.
What does the debuff do?
Well, every time you're hit with Fusillade, the next hit is going to be 25% more damage.
And that's the big thing we're throwing up the barrier for, right?
Yeah. I'm just wondering if maybe I should be taking like Netherwalk for this fight, because if I can immune some of the debuffs, then that's going to be pretty big.
I know that you don't take the damage, because I've done it a couple times. I haven't paid attention if I've had the buff or not, or the debuff. So. Oh, according to Tusky, the debuff isn't on us, it's on her.
Yeah, that's correct. I just looked at that. Okay, good call.
Yep.
Alright, let's give this another shot. Check your runes.
Malmo, do you have runes?
I do. I just keep forgetting to use them until I see my name pop up. Like if you clicked on me, I have one now.
Okay.
See, I gave him 20 earlier.
Yeah. I've used like 7 of them, 6 of them. I would never ask Warlord.
Alright, we all good? Trox, you ready? Troxine? Well, we don't have a ton of time, so we'll figure it out. She dies, she dies.
Five, 4, 3,
Potions.
2, 1.
This is one engagement you will not walk away from.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Legions, show these weaklings why we are the dominant force in the cosmos.
Watch your
You
step.
enjoy my inventions.
Watch your step. Watch your
You
step.
enjoy my inventions.
4, 3, 2, 1. Relax.
No one alive!
Watch your step. Run away. Watch your step.
Calculated your odds in survival. 0.
Watch your step.
Try and get another 5%.
4. Watch your
You
step.
enjoy
2, 1. Relax.
Kill the Pyromancer.
Watch your step. Watch your step. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Innervate Pock Lock.
Find shelter.
Begin firing on my mark.
4, 3, 2, 1. Relax.
Show these weaklings why we are the dominant force
Watch
in
your
the
step.
cosmos.
Watch your step. Watch your step.
Odds in survival. 0.
Find shelter.
Rally.
Watch your step.
Bombs.
Watch your step. Watch your step.
Finish his ass.
Watch your
All
step.
of her up.
Find shelter. Watch your step.
0.
Watch your step.
This is our time to catch up on single target damage. First
Watch
push.
your step.
Make sure you're clearing mine.
Find shelter. Watch your step. Watch your step. 4, 3, 2, 1.
We need to be at 30% by the end of this phase.
We are the dominant force in the cosmos.
Watch your step.
Calculated your odds of survival. 0.
Watch your step. Watch your step. 4, 3, 2, 1. Collapse. Watch your step. Watch your step. Watch your step.
Enjoy my attention.
4. Watch your step. 2, 1. Collapse.
Last Pyromancer in space.
Watch your step. 4, 3, 2, 1.
We are on cue. Get up.
4, 3, 2, 1. Shoot your step. Watch your step. Watch your step. Land. Find shelter. 4, 3, 2, 1. Collapse. Watch your step.
15%.
Watch your step.
Go. Make sure he's innovating. Antorus Pox now.
4, 3, 2. Watch your step.
Tusky, stay out.
Watch your step. Find shelter. Watch your step. Watch your step.
Rally. Darkness.
Watch your step. Watch your step.
Next one's going to power barrier.
Ready.
Watch your step. Watch your step. Find shelter.
Do it.
Watch your step.
Okay.
Watch your step.
I see 3 innovates up. I want healer.
Watch your step.
Get up. Every defense you have. Survive. There is one more barrier after this.
All right.
All right.
Congrats.
The War Council has finally paid for their treachery. Without their leadership, the Legion will fall into chaos.
So I'm confused on this. Should I pit 4-piece, 2-piece, other piece?
It's not 4 2-piece. upgraded. Everybody else. This will be the tier.
No, it's for my tier.
I click 2, meaning that I'm working on 2.
I put upgrade because I don't know.
I put upgrade. It doesn't really matter. Just roll
Yeah.
something on it and we'll look.
No matter what it is, it's going to be an upgrade.
We just have the 2-piece, 4-piece option so that we know. We want to make sure that people get their 2- and 4-piece sets instead of people getting their 1st and 3rd.
Yeah,
It's 11:26. I think that's it for today.
Woo.
I agree.
Does anyone have the grouped DPS for this fight? My recount keeps splitting it up based on the 3 bosses.
Do you want like overall data?
Yeah, I guess overall data, because I don't think I reset mine before.
How's the tier looking for Holy Paladins?
I mean, it seems like it's pretty nice. Everything I've read about it anyways.
Yeah, I think my votes are it. Viv, thank you very much for coming.
Thanks for having me.
Always fun having you along.
Yeah, thanks for coming, V. Appreciate it.
I'm gonna throw a portal up for everybody.
So we'll do this again tomorrow. Remember, be here so we can pull at 8:30, and we'll get through things a little bit faster. Tomorrow, when we go on a 10-minute break, I want to try and insist on people take a 10-minute break. I understand they're freak accidents, like light bulbs exploding over your head, but
not my fault.
If you can help it, please be back within the time limit. So if we go on like a 10-minute break, please go do what you need to do in the city and be back in time to pull.
And if something like a light bulb happens, just email
Let us know.
email Exalted a letter from your landlord or something like that.
Of course. Send him the bill.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Good job
It's been
tonight,
fun.
guys.
Thanks for the invite.
Oh no, Dan beat me. I mean, I was in towers for half the fight, but still.
Did I beat you?
Yeah.
Oh no.
For those of you who do not have RC Loot Council working, please try to get that working by tomorrow. It really does help us a lot because it helps me keep track of who I've given loot to already and what their current loot or what their current gear is. It's an important thing.
Exalted. So, I was doing a ton of AoE damage though. Not as much single target as you were.
Oh, I was cleaving the entire time I was up. It's just I spent half the fight in towers.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. See, I switched over my incarnation to Soul of the Forest, so my astrals were I was just proccing them on everything.
I was wondering why you were doing like 600k and you weren't starfalling everything all the time.
Oh no, I was having 2 or 3 starfalls at all times. I was constantly in starfall, and that's why I was moving around constantly, because I figured, okay, I need to be moving because I'm getting charged at all the time. So I just throw starfall down and cast while I was inside starfall. Felt like that would make a huge difference.
Logs will be posted shortly. If you're not certain of how to read your logs, please use the WoW Analyzer tool. That's wowanalyzer.com. I apologize for talking with food in my mouth, but I'm hungry and this muffin is delicious.
All right, good night, guys.
Later.
Good night, sir.
I too am hitting the hay, so I will see you guys mañana.
And that'll about cover it for this stream. Night, everybody.